I know it's none of my business, but would you tell me what you're writing down in that book?
I just need to know one more thing, Neighbor Simpson. How'd you die?
Well, who claims I'm dead?
Ain't no arguing about that. You wouldn't be here if you wasn't dead.
I always thought there was a lot of singing and dancing in heaven.
The minute you step inside that gate, you'll hear your favorite hymn.
A favorite guitar music myself.
Howdy folks, I'm back with yet another Twilight Zone review. This time I'm going with Season 3's Episode 19, The Hunt. That's why I got the gun. We're going on a hunt this time, folks, in the Twilight Zone. Starring this old guy and his dog as two dead friends trying to make their way through the afterlife. Yeah, sorta dark and depressing, but in a fun way that leaves you with a little bit of hope for a better, if not disorganized, afterlife. So here we go on another adventure through the Twilight Zone that takes us here, pow! Some hick's backwoods house in the south that oddly looks like Jed Clampett's old place.
That is, before he moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Movie stars and cops from Detroit.
As this old man and his dog return home to this old lady. His wife, clearly, one might assume. And boy, this guy must have coined the phrase man's best friend, because he loves his dog Rip here. Yeah, Rip, R.I.P. Rest in peace. He loves that dog just as much, if not more, than his own wife. But it doesn't seem to get in the way of their relationship at all, so who cares? In fact, it seems to be a part of what's kept them such a happy and loving couple for all these decades.
Nearly 50 years we've been married, eh?
50 years. Wow. It's a real beautiful thing to see, isn't it? In the Twilight Zone. So they sit down to have supper, and I just love how they refer to each other by their general appearances.
Old woman, you tickle me sometimes.
Don't you come near me, old man.
Old man and old woman. Then they start complimenting themselves on being able to make their marriage last so long.
We have endured powerful well over the years together.
Hey, it was probably one of those me or nobody deals, right? It's the South. They're probably cousins. Trust me, I know all about it. I'm just kidding, of course. This isn't the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I hope. So old guy goes on about his plans about going on a nighttime coon hunt with his dog, Rip.
Where's he going?
Where I'm going coon hunting.
That's when old woman warns him of the recent omens that she's been having and begs his dumb old ass not to go. Is coon hunting really better to do at night? Hell if I know. Anyway, old guy is going coon hunting anyway.
Well, I'm a-going anyways. Them signs don't bother me at all.
And to clarify, coon hunting is hunting raccoons. He's not some crazy racist or anything. I hope not. Jeepers. That would be one hell of a Twilight Zone twist. It was the episode that took them off the air forever. But fortunately that's not the case as we swing the hell over here to find Rod Serling chilling out in the backwoods of the South with, oh my lord, an unlit cigarette? The hell you doing, Rod? He just likes playing with it. Thinking about giving it up, Rod? Does the patch exist yet? But Rod's basically here to tell us that these particular southern backwoods happen to be in the Twilight Zone, bitch!
They're headed for the backwoods of the Twilight Zone.
So bang, we're off! Let the nighttime coon hunt begin! As old guy lets loose Rip the dog to chase down this guy, Robbie the raccoon! Run for your life, Robbie! Old guy hasn't fed Rip in over a week! Poor fella, Robbie the raccoon then tricks Rip into thinking he went up this street, cause Rip is an easily bamboozled dumbass when it comes to coon hunting. Gotcha, Rip.
Tricked you, didn't he, boy?
Robbie the raccoon then bails down this log and into the river that nut-fuck of a dog jumps right in after him. You go, boy! Give him hell, Rip! Only Rip's down there a bit too long trying to get that coon. An old guy starts to get worried.
That coon's gonna drown you, Rip. That coon's got him down.
So he dives right in after him, of course.
I'm coming, Rip.
He loves that dog. loves him so much that he stays down there with him, and the two drown together. Aw, how nice. No, wait, that's awful. They're dead. Robbie the raccoon gets away though. Technically a killer now, and fugitive on the run from the raccoon police. The Fugicoon in color. So flip to the next morning, where we see that old guy is now resting against a log. As Rip the dog wakes him up. They're fine now, I guess. Or not. So he gets up and heads straight home, realizing that that old woman he's married to is probably worried as hell. Then he comes across these two guys, who are discussing what they're doing. How convenient for the audience, because they're digging a hole for Rip the dog, because he's dead. And it's verified right here.
According to old man Simpson, Rip ain't no ordinary dog.
When we get to find out that that old guy had a name. It wasn't really Old Man after all.
According to old man Simpson,
His name was Simpson. Old Man must have been his first name.
old man Simpson,
I guess. So Old Man Simpson yells at these two, who clearly can't see or hear him, since he's dead now. Only he doesn't seem to realize this yet.
Reckon them metal boys gotten hard of hearing?
He's sort of slow to catching on to things like this. You're a ghost now. Should probably start looking around for your handbook. Oh, here it is. Got it. Here you go, old guy, catch. So, feeling like he's being ignored, Old Man Simpson threatens to blow their friggin' heads off.
I say get moving.
Until he sees that they're burying a dog, and being a dog lover himself,
Why didn't you tell me you'd lost a dog?
decides to let them live and carry on with their funeral. So not depressed, he heads right home with Ghost Dog. And when he gets there, everything's quiet. So he thinks maybe that old hen is still sleeping in bed and he might just get away with this whole thing. Only nope, she's just in mourning because her old man husband is dead. Oh, how lovely. No, wait, it's depressing. Damn it, Ron, give me that cigarette.
I'm afraid it's a fat chance, because you'll have to kill me first, in the Twilight Zone.
Never mind. So, Old Man Simpson, still being a total dumbass, can't seem to put two and two together and fully realize that he is dead. Even as the priest comes in and pretty much says it.
I realized Brother Simpson wasn't a religious man, but I figure he's still entitled to a Christian burial.
Old woman even mentions those signs that she saw
There's been omens. I've seen signs.
and tried to stop him from going coon hunting that night.
I begged him not to go,
But no, he just had to go.
but he went.
The idiot. Now he's dead because of it.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Ah, that classic line. Lord works in mysterious ways, huh? Lord works in mysterious ways. Merlin works in mysterious ways.
I like Robert Davey, but could we get a better Merlin, please?
That's better. She moves in mysterious ways. I'm not a good singer, I know. So Old Man Simpson is convinced this is a dream now, I guess. He still can't figure it out. Even when these two guys show up to take the coffin away, containing his body to the cemetery.
Who's in that box?
You dense idiot. Dumbass, it's you in the coffin. What do you think's in there? Django's Gatling gun? You're dead. You're a ghost and so is your dog Rip. So yeah, at least you got company. Like in Beetlejuice. They stupidly drowned together too. Weird. So Old Man Simpson follows his coffin to the cemetery. Only is stopped by this fence. A fence he's never seen before.
Now who in the tarnation built this fence up here?
So that's weird. He's lived out here his whole life. And this wasn't here yesterday. It's a mystical fence. So he follows it and comes to this guard station house, manned by this guy with his login book. And apparently he can see Old Guy and Rip as he takes his name, age, time, and how he died.
I just need to know one more thing, Neighbor Simpson. How'd you die?
So that's it. We're finally there, in the afterlife. And just like in Beetlejuice again, it's proving to be disorganized as shit.
You'll have to wait if you don't have an appointment.
There's a sign-in book? Really? But once again, even after this, Old Man Simpson still doesn't realize he's dead. This guy's a friggin' idiot.
Who claims I'm dead?
You dense fucking backwoods idiot. Even Alec Baldwin wasn't this stupid.
Handbook for the recently deceased.
Deceased.
We've got to contact this guy Beetlemeyer or something.
Well, maybe.
Ain't no arguing about that.
So this guy has him recall the details of last night's hunt, when finally, he seems to realize that he drowned, trying to save his stupid dog, that he loved with all his heart. That's when he takes a look down the road to heaven apparently. Pearly gates are for the rich. It's wooden fences for the poor. Heaven looks smoky too. Unless that's Rod Serling back there with a tobacco-only gravity bomb. So now old guy wants some answers. What is all this shit? Well, this guy is the gatekeeper to heaven, and you've just been signed in. I guess. Still think it's weird that you need to hire a guard for the afterlife. Does he get paid for no reason too? The gatekeeper urges him to go on in and enjoy the music of heaven. Only, like in Snoopy, no dogs are allowed.
You can't take that dog in.
No dogs allowed. You're not allowed.
What? Are you serious, heaven?
There ain't no fleas on that dog.
What kind of bullshit is that? No dogs allowed. What else are you against in heaven?
That don't make no never mind. He can't come in. There's another place we can put him, though, right up the road. Well, ain't no dogs allowed in there at all.
Apparently there's a separate heaven for dogs because, as we all already know, all dogs go to heaven, and all dogs go to heaven too. Snap, and snap again for part 2. And boy, does this piss off old man Simpson.
What kind of outfits you running don't allow no dog?
And I don't blame him. Get your shit together, heaven. This sounds like a terrible place. I want to be reunited with all of my pets, asshole.
Snake Sanderson, Mr. Sprinkles, Fishy McFish, Lance Dogstrong, even my gerbil Morrissey. Oh, and my ferret, Detective Kimball.
Old man Simpson then goes on a rant and points out what we all feel, which probably is. That's bullshit, man. Heaven without your beloved pets. Go fuck yourself, heaven, is pretty much what old man Simpson says.
What kind of coon hunting would I have in there without Rip?
That's his response to all this crap.
Man, they don't allow no coon hunting.
Oh, you don't say. Well, we'll go wherever that road takes us.
And decides to take his chances continuing down this road with Rip, even though this dick claims it's Eternity Road, and it just keeps going on and on forever.
It just keeps on, never stops, leads nowhere.
Well, fine. He'd rather take his chances there, and does.
Me and Rip will do all right.
You go, old man Simpson! Way to stick it to heaven. See, more disorganized shit. You can just skip out on heaven if you want. In this case, I don't blame him.
If you change your mind, just let me know.
Change his mind? I don't think so, dipshit. Bye! So he walks, and even though he's dead, needs to rest eventually, and then questions, what's the deal with heaven? No more need to kill small animals for food or fun. What would Larry, Daryl, and Daryl do? He then makes the assumption that heaven must be run by city folk, if it's that fucked up.
Must be city folks mostly.
He's probably right. That's when this goofball wanders over. Hey buddy, the hell are you doing here? Where'd you come from? He's looking for a pissy old coot named Old Man Simpson and his dog, Rip.
I'm looking for a Mr. Hyder Simpson and a hound dog named Rip.
Well, you found him, buddy. And it turns out that this questionable looking fella here is here to take them both to heaven.
Well, if you and Rip's all set, we might as well mosey along.
Mosey along where?
Heaven, Mr. Simpson.
So Old Man Simpson immediately mentions that first guy down the road that he ran into. The hell's the deal with him then? If you're the heaven guy, who the fuck was that? That's when we find out that that was actually the gateway to hell.
You didn't get messed up with nobody in there, did you? That is hell.
What the shit? And heaven is, well...
Heaven's up yonder a piece.
Up yonder a piece. Turns out that the devil still tries tricking people into going to hell after they die. Seriously, Afterlife? You have got to get your shit together. The devil can just trick you into hell, even if you're supposed to go to heaven after you're dead. And why the hell does hell come first on Eternity Road? The only reason Old Man Simpson isn't in hell right now, because dogs are smarter than humans when it comes to sniffing out fire and brimstone, I guess. So if a total saint without a dog dies, they can be tricked into hell? Wow. Disorganized! I'll take my chances with Beetlejuice. Where the hell is he? Oh yeah, I gotta say his name 3 times.
Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Anyway, this doofus is actually a random angel who Old Man Simpson and Rip follow off to the real heaven.
How's the coon hunting up here, boy?
Well, just fine, Mr. Simpson.
That apparently allow you to carry a shotgun in. How nice of them. And I hope it's the real heaven, unless this is actually the guy who guards the gates to purgatory, and this is just another trick, but I'm pretty sure it's heaven. Because Doofy the Angel promises Old Man Simpson all his favorite backwoods activities, like coon hunting and square dancing, and don't worry, your old lady wife will die soon and join you here.
Rachel. That's my old woman.
Rachel? And she'll be along directly too, I'm told.
Only tell her to die with the cat or something, so she doesn't get tricked into going to hell. So yeah, don't worry, her days are numbered too.
Glad to hear it.
Yay, death! As Rod Serling signs out with some similar advice about how you better die with your dog,
He could just save you from entering the wrong gate.
so he can stop your stupid ass from wandering into hell. Because the afterlife is always disorganized as shit and require guard stations and sign-in books. Which leads me right into my final thoughts on this Twilight Zone's backwoods take on the afterlife. The Hunt. Pow! I like this episode a lot, and it does remind me of Beetlejuice with its whole take on the afterlife. The same rules seem to apply here, only no handbook for the recently deceased. I like that whole backwoods setting the episode had, which makes sense since it was written by Earl Hamner, the guy who created the Waltons, based on his life growing up in the country. So he had the real life experience to back it up.
And knowing that this is written by Earl Hamner, the creator of the Waltons, makes you realize that the old couple is pretty much a variant of Grandma and Grandpa Walton. Even with the way they bickered but loved each other at the same time, and called each other Old Man and Old Woman instead of their actual names. This is pretty much Grandpa Walton in the afterlife, which means this is Rip. No! This also means that you could call the old man Grandpa Simpson too.
And even though it's all about death, it still manages to be fun and lighthearted. Again, like Beetlejuice. Arthur Honeycutt played Old Man Simpson. And being a character actor, naturally, he was in a ton of shit too. The one thing I remember him from the most is one of my favorite John Wayne movies, El Dorado, where he pretty much played the same character, shotgun and all. Jeanette Nolan played the old woman, Rachel. Her first role ever was that of Lady Macbeth in the Orson Welles version of Macbeth. And finally, I'll mention the episode's writing. Again, John Boy Walton himself, as in the real John Boy Walton, the man John Boy Walton was based on, Earl Hamner Jr. The Hunt was the first of 8 episodes of the Twilight Zone he would write. He also wrote A Piano in the House, Jess Bell, Ring-a-Ding Girl, You Drive, Black Leather Jackets, Stop Over in a Quiet Town, and The Bewitching Pool. So way to go, Earl Hamner Jr. Rod Serling needed a break anyway. And that will do it for my look at the Twilight Zone's The Hunt. Thanks for watching. And of course, thanks again to all my subscribers. Adios for now, and I'll see you at the theater.